Look. And I just told her, look, send me the damn seeds. So we just took space that wasn't going to be used and turned it into basically cash money. The next week we came, we brung more, we sold out. The next week we came, we brung more and we sold out. The failures sold quicker than the successes. One thing that doesn't really sell. I go to a feed store in Louisiana to get my seeds. I plant in Hot Springs, Arkansas, which is about 3 hours north. The lady at the feed store, we're in there getting our seeds, and my wife wants to plant carrots, and she says, no, you're a little too late for carrots. No, they're hard to get to germinate. I never have any luck with carrots. She kind of broke our spirit to grow carrots, so we just passed on them. 2 years passed, and I'm in there again looking at seeds, and I look at the carrots, and she's, yeah, you're a little late on them. And, you know, they're hard to get to germinate. You really need to take care of them. I don't have any luck. And I just told her, look, send me the damn seeds. I wasn't rude. I was just like, give me some of them seeds. I'll give it a shot. I'm 3 hours north of here, so it's a little cooler there. But I bought the seeds. Now, the thing she said that made me nervous was they were hard to get to germinate. Carrots germinate real slow. They're real tiny seeds. If they dry out, if you let them dry out for too long, it's just over with. I kind of come up with a half-ass plan. The trick was keeping them moist, not letting them dry out. So I have these cutouts. When I made these barrels, I kept all these cutouts. I put the seeds in there hot and heavy. I wet it real good. And then I laid that cutout over it like that to kind of hold in the moisture, keep it from evaporating so quick. And I did that for about a week. That way I could water maybe every couple of days instead of like twice a day, what they was recommending. After a week, I took them off and I seen some starting to sprout. And so I just took them off and I just kept coming out here watering them at least once a day. According to the weather, it's real high humidity here where I'm at. In the mornings, the ground's just soaking wet. So that probably helped me out a lot as far as keeping the seeds wet. But after about a month, I had a pretty good crop going. And that was like February when I put them in. February, late February, early March. And then come April, I was planting the rest of my garden and I was putting in my bell peppers. My drip emitters, I had one extra drip emitter between each bell pepper. And I thought that's just gonna make grass grow even more. That's gonna water the grass between them. My neighbor had gave me some seeds. They gave me from church, a bunch of different varieties. I dug through there and I found some carrot seeds. And I went through and I companion planted them between the bell peppers on each drip tape. And look, they are almost as tall as the bell peppers. I've been pulling carrots out of here every week. They have been super nice, even though this is real rocky soil that I'm putting them in. A couple of them I pulled, you could see where it went down, then it curved around a rock. You know, or some of them went down and actually split around a rock, but most of them were big, nice, pretty carrots. We didn't plant these till April, the middle of April, probably later than April, late part of April, I'd say. According to the girl at the feed store, that would be way too late. But look at them. Let me pull one up. Get him come loose. He's stuck in there good. Look. Oh, I pulled up two. See, these are just as nice as them. We planted these late April. So we just took space that wasn't going to be used and turned it into basically cash money. Anytime you can do that, anytime you can get more money out of littler space, it's a good day. Carrots have moved up on my list. Don't listen to the naysayers about carrots. You just get the seeds and put them in the ground. The seeds are cheap, super cheap. And so you ain't going to lose out on no money. Maybe a little space, maybe a little time, but trust me, they will grow and you will sell them. Now, another surprise in my garden. These are looking a little rough, and I haven't sprayed them due to the fact that they have already flowered and made their veggie. But the notorious, I never thought would amount to nothing, eggplant. I stumbled upon the eggplant. I used to plant them. Go on now, go on, I'm recording. I used to plant them. I used to plant them. Let me stand up. I used to plant them when I was younger, and I would take them and I would cut them up in like French fry size and fry them for my kids. They loved them. That was my trick to get them to eat some kind of vegetable. But since then, I haven't grown them. I love going to Italian restaurants, getting eggplant parmesan, stuff like that, but I never knew how to cook it. We never really messed with it. But I ordered watermelon seeds from a company, and in that package, they sent me some free seeds. And on the package, it said, mystery eggplants. And it was, so I thought, well, they're free. I'll put them in some dirt, see what they do. So I kind of pre-planted them in little grow pods, you know, and they started coming up, and there was probably 25, and I was like, that's going to be a whole row of these eggplants. I'm going to lose a whole row in my garden of eggplants that I may not be able to sell. So I just let them grow, kept watering them. They was getting decent size. It was getting close to April, and these eggplants, compared to what they sold up at Atwood, where I get my plants, they were teeny tiny. They were like that tall. Atwoods were like, I don't know, 8 inches or so. So I wasn't for sure whether they was going to make it or not. So I just bought me some more at Atwoods. I planted about 3/4 of my row with eggplant I bought at Atwoods, and then I put the smaller ones down towards the end here, just because I was a little leery of them. But you can see in the end, the small ones caught up with them and produced just as much. So I really didn't have to buy all of them, but it was kind of a safety net for me. Back to why the eggplant has moved up on my list of definite plants. Me and my granddaughter, very first farmer's market, me and my granddaughter went to, and we picked some stuff, and it rained like crazy, and they moved it underneath the little pavilion, but hardly nobody showed up because you couldn't get from your car to the pavilion without getting poured on. We brung maybe 4 or 5 eggplants, because once you pick them, you actually got a couple of days before they start getting a little soft. So you got to pick them right before you sell them. So we only brung like 4 or 5. They were the first thing to sell out at our newbie little stand that was way down at the end, away from all the other professional farmers and stuff that had been there for years with known customers. And one thing I noticed, besides the Asian lady, she grows these kind of long, skinny looking certain variety of eggplants, but they're not your typical eggplant you see that you grew up with. So I was the only one there with eggplants. The next week we came, we brung more, we sold out. The next week we came, we brung more, and we sold out. But eggplant has moved up on a notch. It goes something like this. Purple hull peas, very top. Green beans, second. Watermelons right there touching the bottom of green beans. Carrots in 4th place. And eggplants in the 5th. Carrots and eggplants are the tight race for 4th place. Let me put it that way. Try planting those. If you're new at this like I am, and you find something that sells good, it's just exciting to sell out every week or something. At the farmer's market, there's a guy right across from me, Fat Rabbit Farm. Nice guy. He told me he'll be sold. This is our first time. He told us he'll be sold out of carrots within the first hour and a half, and he had a pretty decent stack of carrots. Good looking carrots, but a decent stack. And sure enough, hour and a half come by, he was sold out. Then maybe 20 minutes after that, people steady coming through, and they started buying our carrots. We sold out. We didn't bring a bunch because I didn't know how they would sell, you know. So I just I picked one tub, and in that tub, there was big carrots. We pulled small carrots, anywhere from that and smaller. We just pulled them all out of that tub. And the best selling carrot, we took all the little ones and put them in a little 1 pound container, and they were the first to sell. Everybody wanted them baby carrots. So we sold every carrot in that tub, whether it was a success or a failure, sold. The failures sold quicker than the successes. So we have a new bestseller on our list. We have something that we're probably going to plant more of, because now still Fat Rabbit sells out, and then we sell out. So next year, carrots are going to move up to the top 3 or 4 priority plants I plant. And I'm going to drop one thing that doesn't really sell: an ugly tomato. Look, see that little weird hole in him? The top is all cracked. Let me show you the bottom. Look, the bottom really don't look too bad on this one. Usually the bottom has got holes in it and little holes all over the place. The stick has done poked a hole in him. People will buy him, but I don't want to sell him, because right across from me is the Asian lady and Fat Rabbit Farms, and then there's another dude, and they have the prettiest, roundest, most perfect shaped tomatoes. It's just a little embarrassing to show up with my deformed monstrosity of a tomato, usually weighing 2.5 pounds. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Come back to see me. I'm new at this, so everything I find out or figure out, it's just exciting to me to expand my knowledge of gardening. I don't think I'll ever quit learning on this, because every year, almost every week, there's a curveball thrown at me that I got to figure out, hit, or strike out.